Okay, welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. So I've finally got round to doing a Cleric guide. It's a basic guide just to show you how to get started, but I am going to be playing through the whole game because I have some bosses that I didn't kill in the last run, and I also have the DLC to do. So we're going to go through as a Cleric, and yeah, we'll get to that point, and then we'll fight Gwyn. And I'll actually be able to show it to you without the PC malfunction, hopefully this time. So, what have we got? We've got a Cleric, and I've picked the Master Key because we can use that for quite a few different little shortcuts to get some items. We start with a Mace, which we're going to stick with all the way through to plus 15. We've got the Canvas Talisman for our miracles. And we start with 5 heal spells, which really helps you not have to use your Estus Flask and upgrade it as much. So a lot of the time we'll only use our Estus Flask literally in a fight. After a fight we can use our heal miracle, which will help. So I'm not going to go through the intro and the Asylum Demon and all that. You've seen all that before, so I'll see you in Firelink Shrine. Okay, so we're at Firelink. I'm going to do the usual little circuit, but I'm only going to pick up the Homeward Bones and the Fire Bombs and the pendant things. I can't remember what they're called. They're the ones that you can throw at the mimics. So I'm not going to go down to where the skeletons are and get all that stuff just yet. So with the Cleric, the idea is we're going to boost our faith score up to 25 as soon as we can, which will give us access to a miracle that's pretty good. So but there is a little bit of a word of warning with this. If you just put all your points into faith, then you're going to be weaker in your attack damage and your health. And to counteract that, we can get the Astora Straight Sword from the zombie dragon. But I've decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just stick with a mace, get used to the moveset, and go from there. Because the Astora Sword is pretty good. It kills them all in one hit, but I can't be bothered to do the run, to be honest. But I'll put it up in case you want to see. And yeah, so we'll talk to Petrus. He's one of our Cleric kind of buddies, although he's not a very nice character, as we'll find out later on. But he does sell miracles, which we will be buying later on. But for the moment, we've only got enough for one spell slot, so we'll stick to the heal for now. We'll just do his dialogue so we can open up the access to them. So yeah, as you can see, he sells a few spells, and the ones that we're interested in is Great Heal Excerpt for later on. Homeward is basically a homeward bone that never runs out, and then Force, which is like a shockwave that knocks enemies off, so that might be quite fun to pick up a bit later. But for the time being, we're just going to stick with the heal until we get the lightning spear. Now with the lightning spear, it is really powerful. And you know, we'll be able to just get through the bosses with it, the early bosses anyway, probably up to Quaylag. And in the meantime we'll be levelling up our mace. So now we can pretty much play as normal, just get through these hollows. And I tried to do this video the other day, but I had COVID and I couldn't concentrate properly, and I kept dying, and it wasn't fun at all, and it was a really bad video, so I didn't bother keeping it. So hopefully this time it'll run a bit smoother, because before, yeah, I died to the Asylum Demon, killed me, and then yeah, it was not a good video. But yeah, we should be alright now. So we'll do our normal stuff. And that's the thing, because I was going to just do like a summary of all the areas that I did in the last video. you know, and I was going to use the same build and everything to do the DLC with, but I thought it's probably a good opportunity to play the Cleric because I wanted to do that anyway. And this way I get to show kind of how to do a Cleric build. It's kind of basic, but it'll work. And yeah, that way we get to see all of the DLC. And I got poisoned by this rat now. There is no excuse for that. And I can't even hit him. There we go. Right, so really I should go back to the bonfire to get rid of this poison, but I think I'm going to push through because I've still got 9 Estus and I've got 5 heal, which is going to help. And we'll just race to the next bonfire, and then I'll come back and pick up all the stuff. And the good thing about the Cleric is at the start you can fast roll, so that makes a big difference. And I'm going to die. Yeah, never mind. Right, I'll see you back at this point. Okay, so that didn't go as smoothly as planned and I fell down this gap, so I'm going to have to deal with these guys. So let's go and grab this item. And yeah, and I think that's the thing, because I've played through it before, I'm kind of rushing, so I'm going to have to take my time a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to get killed. And I don't want to lose my souls at this point of the game. Because I do want to level up. I want to start getting that that faith score up pretty quick. So yeah, I want to get that faith score up as quick as I can, and so I can't really afford to lose any souls at the moment. But yeah, because when I tried to do this before, I did get the Astora straight sword, and it is a good weapon for the early game. But as soon as I got my mace to +5, I pretty much just didn't use it again. So I might as well just stick with this and save myself the pain of getting killed by a zombie dragon, which is probably likely. But yeah, so COVID ain't fun. I've had it before. It was a lot worse the last time I had it, but yeah, this time I just felt exhausted, and it's really hard to play a game that takes a lot of concentration when you feel unwell. So it's a shame really, because I got quite far in like the first video, despite a few sort of failings. But yeah, so here we're just doing the same stuff, and I'll show you what we're going to level our points up in and all that. Because we do need a divine weapon at some point as well, so for the divine weapon I'm choosing the Claymore. Because one, I like it, I like the moveset, and two, it's quite handy to have a more longer ranged weapon for some of the enemies and some of the boss fights. Because the mace's range is really low, and after doing a whole playthrough with a long weapon it's hard to adjust. So okay, let's just get past these. Right, so before I go to the merchant, I'm going to rest and, actually no, I'm going to go to the merchant first because I want to buy the residence key so we can get the gold pine resin, which is quite useful. I mean, I don't think we really need it for Taurus Demon, I'm going to fight him without it. But it's handy to have for later on because it really does amplify your damage quite a lot. And here's our buddy.
Well, you see,
So I'm just going to buy that key. I'll get the repair box and all that later on.
thank you kindly.
I'm going to skip that bit there, and I'm just going to get straight to the bonfire now and level up. And the thing is with the lightning spear and the heals, basically all the miracles, they scale with faith. So the higher your faith, the more you get out of those spells. So it's going to help us. And I don't know for sure, but I think it might give us more power with our divine weapon as well. So let's see what we can do. Faith. Okay, up to 17. Now the reason we need it as 25 is because we need to join a covenant so we can get that spell. And to get that spell, it's literally in the kind of next area after. Hang on, where is it? Yeah, it's after the Taurus demon. You know where the Drake is, the fire Drake? It's just basically under where he sits. So that's where we need to go. And you need a faith of 20 to use that spell anyway. So, you know, we'll keep going. And I seem to have less souls than I thought I would have at this point, but that's okay, we can just grab more. Oh, I forgot to block. Okay, this is dangerous. Right. Yeah, I kind of got stuck behind them then. Right, take me time. Focus, relax. Okay, is he coming up? Yep. And yeah, the thing is, the mace kills him in 2 hits or 1 if you two-hand it. So let's do that. So yeah, for armour, the look I'm going for, I'll put a picture up. The look I'm going for is this from the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons rulebook. It's a paladin in the depths of hell fighting all sorts of stuff. So that's my inspiration for this character. So I'm gonna probably get the knight armour, I think, because I think it's a bit lighter than the elite armour, or I might use a little bit of a mixture of both. And probably the crest shield. Because it looks kind of knightly. Or the knight shield actually, I think it's quite a good one. Use that heal. But yeah, and later on we're going to pick up a shield from an NPC, Invasion. Can't remember the name of the NPC or the Invasion, but I'll know it when I get to it, but that's not till quite a lot later. I'm not going to bother with the Black Knight now. I could go up there and get them bits. Yeah, I'll do that. Because I think they've got some throwing knives or something like that. I thought I was going off the edge then. Oh, a soul, that's fine. Right. Onwards. Yeah, and I've always kind of liked the whole cleric sort of theme. I like the sort of religious side of it, and I like the sort of holy wrath and all that. And whenever I play Dungeons and Dragons tabletop, I usually pick a fighter or a cleric, so I kind of thought it would be nice to play through Dark Souls as both. So I've done the done the fighter, which was, you know, my last playthrough. So now time to mix it up, and theoretically this should be the kind of thing I'm going for, is like a fighter that can do holy magic. So in D&D world I would probably be aiming more towards sort of a paladin in that respect. So, you know, you can play around, do it however. I think you can do like pure faith builds where, you know, you don't wear all the armour and you're more that sort of traditional holy person. But I like to sort of mix them both together, because I think it just makes it a little bit more interesting. And also it's really nice to have spells and other options, especially once we get the lightning spear, because it's got quite a good range on it. And that's not something that I'm used to, you know, from my last one. So it'll be quite interesting to see how it works out, and the damage is great on it, so we should be good. But it does take a while to cast, so it's worth bearing that in mind. And, you know, some of them, because I thought, oh, I'll be able to easily use it against like the Black Knights and stuff, but it's a bit too slow for them, so you have to rely on the good old fashioned parrying. And I forgot to equip my pine resin. Oh, actually, I'm not going to bother using it. Oh, wrong button. Okay, this could be problematic. I'm stuck. I'm going to have to get some space so I can heal. I don't normally have this much trouble with him. I could just run. And yeah, endurance is a thing as well. You start off with quite low endurance as the cleric, so the idea is get to 25 faith, then start putting points into strength, and we need a couple in dex, a couple in attunement. We do need to mix it up a bit. So the attunement will give us an extra spell slot, and the strength will give us more damage on our mace. And what was the other one? And obviously endurance we're going to need. Okay, so I might as well persevere through to the next bonfire, because I think I've just got to get past the dragon. We'll speak to Solaire, because he's kind of one of us. He's like a paladin character, so
hello.
we're going to be using him at every opportunity we can.
No need. Oh, I have a...
Now, if I understand it right, if you summon him
The way I see
and he survives, you get a sunlight medal.
in a
And I
land
think
brimming
you
with
can
horror.
hand them into the
Could that
Covenant,
really
and it
be
increases the
Mircha?
damage
So
on your miracles. I
pleases me.
think. I need to
We
look
are
that
amidst
up.
the flow of the very... There's no... but you to some... And it, but I...
Right,
If,
so I get all this stuff.
oh, the if I...
Yeah, so that's him done. Let's just heal up. And yeah, as you can see, my heal spell does a lot more, increases the health a lot more now, because we've upped our faith quite a bit. Don't want to get killed by this dragon. Okay, let's hope you don't breathe fire again, and we're going to make a run for it. So yeah, the claymore is there, that's shiny on the right, which we will be getting, because it's going to help, especially with fights like the Hydra. I think the claymore will be useful there, and also we'll make it divine so we can do the catacombs with it. And yeah, let's level up. We've got quite a few souls now, so we should be able to get faith to 25. Perfect. So before I get the lightning spear, I do need another point in attunement, so I think I might just do the old fire drake hack and grab some souls. I need 1238, so I might have to do 2 runs. And if you don't know what this is, I'm pretty sure you do, but if you don't, you just come up here and you entice the drake to breathe fire, which then in turn kills all the hollows and you get all the souls for it. So, but just make sure I don't get caught in the flame. So as you can see, you get 555, so I'm going to do that twice. I know it's a bit boring, but you can, you know, literally do that all day if you want. You know, you just get your 555 each time. So we probably only need to do it one more time to get enough for the 1 attunement point. Once we've got that, then we'll head towards getting a really cool spell. I mean, it takes the Border Knights out in 1 hit. I think even the wild boar, you know, the armoured boar, I think it can kill that in 1 hit as well. So it's definitely worth getting early. So yeah, we've got enough now. But like I said, it does mean it takes a little while longer for your melee damage to go up, but that's fine. So, attunement 1, and as you can oh, hang on. Do I need more? Oh no, attunement slots. I've got 2 if I level up, so we'll do that. And yeah, so we can put our lightning spear in there once we get it. And on that note, I'm going to leave the first episode here. And yeah, thanks for watching, and if you've learned something or if you enjoy it, please like and subscribe, and you know, leave a comment. It'd be great to hear if you've got any cleric tips or Dark Souls tips in general. So yeah, next episode we'll get that spell and we'll continue on. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.